Today, I'm going to show you how to make these baked stuffed clams. I mean, trust me when I say that this appetizer, these clams are an entirely different level than anything else. And they're easy, and they're quick to make, and they're so inexpensive. It's a tradition for Italians on Christmas Eve to have like a 7-fish dinner. It's how I was raised, it's how everyone in my family does it, and even when I married, but then when I had children. Unfortunately, my children just could not get into the fish scene. I mean, I was lucky to get them to eat fish sticks, frozen fish sticks out of a bag. But they ate these baked stuffed clams on Christmas Eve. They did. I mean, I'm not joking. They're that delicious, that tasty. They absolutely love them. And it's the perfect addition for your Christmas Eve feast. These are some of the ingredients we'll need. 3 tablespoons of minced onion, 3 tablespoons of minced flat leaf parsley, minced garlic, either 1 large clove of garlic or 2 small cloves of garlic, and 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We also need a cup of fresh breadcrumbs. At the end of this video, I have a link on how to make fresh breadcrumbs. You can use progressive breadcrumbs, but you know, it's always a healthier choice to make them fresh. We also need clams. 3 cans of canned clams. I'm telling you, this dish is easy. And okay, clams come minced, chopped, and whole. We want minced. We don't want to be biting into like any big clams. So minced chopped clams. And we need, well, we need butter, we need olive oil. Okay, olive oil is a much healthier choice. I know, but like it's Christmas Eve. I'm kind of feeling like I want to be a little naughty. I mean, nobody's watching because I love butter. So I'm thinking I'm going to put like 1/2 and 1/2. We need clams, shells. These are clam shells. Now, I've been collecting these like over the years, and it's so great because once you get a shell and you make your big clams in here, then you clean them, you boil them, you sanitize them, and you use them over and over again. So once you get your clam shells, you have them for like years. Anyway, if you don't have any, you can go to like an Asian grocery store. They always have clams. So like these little ones, I think are like little neck clams. These are like cherry stone clams. And then you can even, next time you're on vacation and you're on the beach and you're looking for shells, keep clam shells in mind. We also need a sheet pan covered in aluminum foil and rock salt. So let's get started. My oven is preheating on 375, and because I want to do a little bit of olive oil and butter, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter and probably just like about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and get my temperature on medium high. And once my butter and oil melt and get nice and hot, we'll put the onions in. Let's get the onions in. So I'm going to saute my onions for probably 2 or 3 minutes till they get soft, a little bit translucent. I've lowered my temperature to medium, and my onions look really good. Oh, I just love the smell. And now let's go ahead and get the garlic in. Okay, so we're just going to saute the garlic for like a minute because we don't want the garlic to burn. Okay. Let's add the parsley. Okay, we got our parsley in, and we're going to add our cheese and our breadcrumbs and the juice from all the canned clams. I strained them first. Here are my clams, and I'm just putting in the juice. Okay, let's stir this up. And we just want to blend it. Maybe just give it like a minute to kind of saute and blend all the beautiful flavors. Now we're ready to add our clams. Before we add the clams, I do want to mention that I put a heaping half cup of Parmesan cheese in here and a heaping cup of Parmesan cheese, because I did notice that there seemed to be a lot of juice that came out of these canned clams. So anyway, so now we're bubbling here and we are ready to put the clams in. Now these clams came from the cans and they're already pre-cooked. So we don't want to overcook the clams, because overcooked clams, they don't taste good. They taste like rubber, but that's not going to happen because we are paying attention here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the clams in, we're going to stir them, and then we're going to take them off the skillet. Okay, we're going to take them right off the stovetop. We keep them in the skillet, we take them off the stovetop. Okay, we ready? They're in. Whoops. And we're just going to stir them up, and now we're just going to move them right off the stovetop. So it's important now to look at the consistency of our stuffing. Okay, so we don't want it dry. We don't want it wet. We want it moist. And sometimes it's hard to gauge exactly how much Parmesan cheese and breadcrumbs to put in. So we started with a heaping cup of breadcrumbs and a heaping half cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, so I'm looking at this and thinking, maybe it's still just a little too wet. So I have some more breadcrumbs. So what I'm going to do is put a nice handful of breadcrumbs. Put them in there. And then I do have some more Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put a nice handful in there too. And I'm going to stir this up. And it's definitely getting thicker. Pretty much exactly the way I want it. I'm actually going to just add just a little bit more breadcrumbs. And you have fun just doing this yourself too. I have total confidence, you guys, that you can get the perfect consistency of the stuffing. And this is it. Can you see how it's moist and creamy, but it's not like sopping wet or anything. It's just really the perfect consistency right here. And anyway, so now the fun part, we get to stuff the shells. Let's do it. So we have our baking sheet, our pan with foil, and now we're going to take this rock salt. I'm telling you, this is the best appetizer. I mean, not only for Christmas Eve, but for any time you want to impress somebody, either yourself or, your family, or maybe somebody special, somebody coming into town. This is just so cool. So this rock salt, obviously it looks great, but what it does too, it gives our shells stability so that when we bake them, they're not going to fall over. So now what we do is we just take our clam stuffing here and we fill each shell like this, and we just place it, kind of wedge it into the rocks there. And now we're going to do that to each one of these until they're all filled. And then there's 2 more steps. So let's get this done and I'll show you what's next. Okay, they're all filled. And now we're going to take our breadcrumbs and we're going to sprinkle breadcrumbs kind of liberally on top of each one. We want to really cover them. So let's do that. Let's do this to each and every one. Now we'll take our grated Parmesan cheese and sprinkle each. Again, nice and liberally. We want to go ahead and really cover each so that every mouthful is crunchy and brown with the soft stuffing underneath. Ah, it's delicious, you guys, I'm telling you. Now I'm going to put these in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes because everybody's oven cooks differently. Oh my gosh, so I would say about 25 minutes, but maybe start checking at 20 minutes. It might take 30 minutes. Look at them. They should be bubbling and turning brown on top. You'll know when they're done. Anyway, I will show you what ours look like when they're done and a very special way in which we eat them. When they come out of the oven, let them rest for like 10 minutes. They are, oh, let's just dig in. And the funnest part is, y'all, you get to eat them with these fun little forks, right? I mean, how fun is this? Anyway, so just stick your fork in there. Oh, y'all, they're golden brown and crunchy on the top and soft and smooth and creamy on the inside. Delicious. Oh, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for my next amazing recipe that's going to be coming out. And until then, bon appetit.